Hey guys, welcome to What to Watch. I'm Peyton Fretwell, your host for the evening.
Peyton, what's going on here?
I'm hosting the show.
How are you hosting the show? We host the show together. Why are you not here and you're over there?
Wait, so you didn't get the memo?
No, I didn't get the memo. Oh, you know what? You didn't get the memo that I sent you about your memo.
Well, what did your memo say?
It says that we don't do memos and host shows by ourselves.
Dang it, you're right.
It's okay.
I'll go back to my lemonade stand.
It's better than Prep Zone Preview. Hello, welcome, adios, all sorts of things, finger guns. I'm Christopher Gates.
I'm Peyton Fretwell.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of What to Watch. Peyton, we got a lot of different movie news. This time it's actually more
it's a little scattered.
Superheroes, a little scattery. So yeah,
we're taking a break talking about superheroes at least
until Captain America comes out next week.
At least until next week, and we're definitely gonna talk about Civil War. Don't you worry. But yeah, we're mixing it up. Keanu comes out this month.
Yes,
this week.
This week, yeah. That cat is so adorable. It makes me. Brendan and I have been talking about it lately. It's just like you need to adopt a cat. And if I was going to adopt a cat, it would be Keanu. I mean, that's
just
there.
take it. Yeah, I'm super excited about this movie because Key and Peele is one of my favorite comedy shows. I hate that they ended it, but I understood they moved on to bigger, better things.
And this is one of them.
This is one of them. And Jordan Peele was one of the writers. He actually helped write this movie.
Okay.
I'm excited about that. Yeah, he wrote a lot of this movie, and I'm excited. A lot of early screenings about this movie look very positive.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people say it's a real funny, good first movie for them.
Rotten Tomatoes is rocking a heavy 76%.
That's good. That's really good for a comedy, especially.
Especially about a comedy starring a cat.
A cat, yeah. Which of all the names, and if you're thinking what I was thinking, like why Keanu. That's actually a lot of people said it explains the movie why they picked the name for the cat.
I can't wait.
So yeah,
I'm
definitely,
sure
we're gonna try to watch that and let you know what we think of it, and we'll probably be laughing the whole time.
I'm definitely gonna go see it tomorrow, and
I'm gonna try to see it.
He's gonna try to see it tomorrow.
Plans are hard for me.
So at least one of us will give you the
words are hard too.
The word, yeah. Look out if you're following us on Twitter. I'll let you know my immediate reaction behind that. We got some trailers today. We had a few trailers.
A lot of different trailers.
We had a trailer for Captain Fantastic. It's a new Viggo Mortensen movie that came out.
Yeah.
It's a space movie. Exploring the Unknown, something like that.
It's Viggo Mortensen, so you already sold me on that.
It's and Mark Strong is starring in that new sci-fi movie. And then the biggest one, Oliver Stone's Snowden is coming out, starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Yeah,
finally coming out. I've been hearing about this for months. About almost a year now. So
I love Oliver Stone. He usually does these kind of pseudo-political movies, like he did JFK, Born on the 4th of July.
And to the left. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did a bunch of these movies, and I love his movies. They do a really good job.
I love Any Given Sunday.
Any Given Sunday, yeah, he's really good. He does a really good job of kind of writing that line of not making it seem like one good guy or everybody kind of. It's kind of gray.
Yeah,
and he conveys that in his movies really well.
He does that a lot. That's one of the main interests. I think that definitely with the Snowden movie, starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who really as a serious actor, he's proved his chops that he can do that very well.
Yeah,
and so this movie is it going to be 100% maybe all the way to truth? It might be bent a little bit, like some of the Oliver Stone stuff, definitely JFK in some aspects. But is it going to be entertaining? Oh, yes, definitely. Yes.
One thing about a movie like this, especially with Edward Snowden, he's kind of this figure of mystery. It's like we don't really know much about his personal life, his backstory.
Exactly.
And you got to think that Oliver Stone's talked to Edward Snowden. Hey, he's making a movie about you. I have to talk to him. So maybe a little bit of his backstory might be true, but it's kind of one of those things where it's not like the government's going to necessarily confirm a lot of the stuff.
It reminds me that when Benedict Cumberbatch played the Julian Assange movie.
The Fifth Estate.
Yeah, think of that one. So that I think it'll be on that type of.
Hopefully, this is a better movie than the Fifth Estate.
I didn't see the Fifth Estate.
It was garbage.
Okay,
it was garbage.
You know.
It was garbage.
I didn't. I saw the commercials and I was like, hey, that's Cumberbatch.
I want to WikiLeaks my time back from my life. Jesus, that was a terrible movie. Benedict Cumberbatch, hopefully he does better as Doctor Strange as he did as Julian Assange.
And he was the best thing about Star Trek Into Darkness. So
yeah. Star Trek.
I'm sorry. Hey, there's a third one coming out.
Yeah.
In July.
Yeah, but at least
forgot about that.
At least the bad guy in this is Idris Elba, and I love him. He's in heavy makeup.
And Zootopia. Anyway.
It is Zootopia. Yeah. Different movie. And he was in Jungle Book too.
Yeah, Jungle Book. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Idris Elba having a great year.
Thanks, buddy.
But anyways, back to the Snowden movie. You rascal, getting me off topic. The trailer. I don't know if I love the trailer. I'm excited about the movie, but I'm not in love with the trailer.
I gotta see it because I know you saw it and you were telling me about it, and I haven't seen it just yet.
Yeah.
I mean, so
it shows kind of like what he's going through, how he gets the job, and it kind of shows him as this like super genius. Like you have 5 hours to do the test, and he solves it in like 38 minutes. It's like as a super genius.
Got you.
Nicolas Cage is in this movie.
Well, I have to see it now.
The one true God. He's in this movie, and I'm excited to see him in a good movie, hopefully good movie. But the reason why I didn't like this trailer is because they do a lot of these sweeps in between showing like different aspects of the movie, and it looks like an episode of CSI Cyber. And not that there's anything wrong with CSI Cyber, thank you CBS, but it just kind of had that. And this is the same problem I have with CSI Cyber, is because when you speak in technology speak and technology jargon, it can be a little boring. So they add these super fast green wire like hacking type. It looks like it's straight out of the 90s movie Hackers, and, which has not aged well, and that's what it kind of reminds me when they
aged well in that movie was Angelina Jolie.
Yeah,
that's it.
Like they say, I'm bringing down the firewall, and it's an actual firewall that they're bringing down. Oh my goodness!
All made of fire. You're just like this is not.
Yeah. Anyways, we're cautiously optimistic about this movie. I love Oliver Stone. I love his work, and hopefully he does a good.
Well, I'm cautiously optimistic always about these kind of movies that come out because, in one aspect, it depends on how you really tell the story. Like I love The Social Network.
Right.
Is it the true Mark Zuckerberg story? I mean, that's really besides the point.
Yeah.
How it was told and how it was done, that's what I loved about the movie that makes it so well done. And that's kind of what I'm looking forward to, because it's one thing to do a little biopic or talk about a controversial figure or some of those aspects, but is it really good? That's another aspect to it. Like you were telling me, The Fifth Estate, it's just not a good movie.
Yeah.
I mean, Julian Assange is a very interesting man, but the movie itself is just not that great. Yeah. And so, like you said, that's where when it comes to these kind of movies, my caution is really up there, more so than probably than a typical movie that I would probably go see.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people make. Where a lot of people make mistakes in these biopic movies is they get upset when a movie's not 100% true. That's not their goal.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you have to realize that this is Hollywood.
It is
and if you told their full story, like Julian Assange walked into the room and he ate a sandwich, it would just not be interesting.
It's not that interesting.
So you have to make these films into movie-worthy stories.
Well, that's what Marsha Clark, because I've been watching The People versus O.J. Simpson as a show, and she talked about it. And one of the things she talked about that they did the TV show that they made, made it seem like her character and Christopher Darden had some sort of relationship, like they were flirting with one another.
Right.
And she was like, "Oh, well, that was just something for TV,"
Right.
And I get that, even as a biop that takes place in a real life tragedy like that, there's still going to be Hollywood's still going to interject in it. Yeah. I'm fine with that. But if it's not good, that's where it kind of comes down to.
A movie like that, or a TV show like that rather, has really done its job when it makes you interested enough in the topic for you to go research it by yourself.
Yeah, and that's what I did.
So if this Snowden movie interests you enough about Edward Snowden, where you go and research the actual man himself, the myth, the legend, then then the movie's a success. And if it gets a few Oscars, I know last year Snowden, the documentary, or Citizen 4, the documentary about Edward Snowden won a Best Documentary.
Yeah.
So
too bad he wasn't here in the States to get it.
No, right? Because I'm sure they emailed it over, or not emailed it. FedExed it over to Russia.
I'm sure he's doing just fine in Russia.
Yeah.
Not worried about the born assassins trying to kill him.
Sunny Russia.
Sunny
That's
Russia.
what everybody calls it.
Always sunny in Russia. That's a spinoff, people.
Yeah, it's just starring Vladimir Putin just chugging
shirtless
pineapple vinegar. What do they make? What do they make? Bears.
In Russia, car drives you.
Yeah.
We probably lost our entire Russian audience, and I'm very sorry if you're Russian watching.
Yeah, Russian audience, man. All one of you. They're just bears. It's just bears watching us. So we got news today that Will Ferrell will be starring in a movie called Reagan as Ronald Reagan. The movie is one of the most look forwarded to screenplays to get made, and they're finally going to start making it. Don't know how I feel about this.
Will Ferrell as Reagan. The initial, and of course my initial thought, everyone's initial thought is, wow, so they're going to make a comedy about Reagan starring Will Ferrell. This might be pretty good. But at the same time, this shouldn't be a comedy. It should be a actual drama documentary
because how many good movies have we gotten about Ronald Reagan? I mean, a lot of people argue about it. He was one of the most well-liked presidents, I would say, at least in the public eye. Whether he was one of the best, that's up for debate. But I mean,
that ain't no debate for him. Depending on what kind of people you're talking to.
Exactly. But yeah, do I want Will Ferrell as he's already played one. He's already played George W.
Bush, and
did a great job, by the way.
Yeah, he does a fantastic job when he does it. But to have him play as Reagan, it is one of those. It's wow. It is interesting because Kevin Spacey's out right now playing as Nixon in that Nixon Elvis movie, and I'm seeing clips of him, and I'm like, wow, but then again, Kevin Spacey is a serious drama actor, so that.
And he's already playing the president on House of Cards.
That's very. Thank you. I was about to say that next, but yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah. I think it depends on who comes out. I mean, do we know who's directing it, or?
I don't think so. If
it's someone like Adam McKay, then I want to know. It's like, oh, this is a comedy.
These articles are getting longer and longer, and I just don't have the time.
Who reads anymore?
Reading is hard, and
that's why you should look at us at WRBL.com. You can find all the information on there and check out what to watch on there.
Exactly. For all of this helpful information that they're getting right now.
Life lessons.
Exactly. But now, I hope that it's a more dramatic turn. And if it has some laughs and stuff in it, that's obviously his strong point. But I hope it's a more dramatic film, and I'll tell you why. Because the earlier point I made, we don't have many great films about Ronald Reagan. But also Will Ferrell, when he is doing drama, he is very good. He's a very good dramatic actor.
There's that one movie he did with him, and I can't think of the name of it right now, but he's the writers write about his life.
Oh, Stranger Than Fiction. Stranger Than Fiction.
And I remember seeing that, and that's a really good
movies like that, and then All Things Must Go.
Yeah.
All Things Must Go. That movie was really good. And like I said, there are laughs in those movies, but they're mostly drama pieces, and he shows a lot of range in those films, and I like seeing that. He's probably one of my favorite comedic actors, and I love seeing him. It's kind of like with Jim Carrey. Like Jim Carrey is obviously he's a legend comedic-wise. I love seeing him in drama.
It's funny. It's weird saying this now because we've seen really bad Adam Sandler movies, but Adam Sandler, when he played, before he got to where he is right now.
Yeah.
I remember Punch Drunk Love. I remember that was like a really fine performance where he showed a lot of range in that character.
Yeah.
And I remember wow, this guy, and even the other one, Rain on Me with him and Don Cheadle, he showed a lot of range.
He is capable of showing a lot of range, like you said, when he has good direction.
So I definitely, like I said, from that aspect, I can see Will Ferrell doing a good job. Yeah. But it's still just very okay.
Yeah.
To me, it throws you off. It throws you off very much. It reminded me years ago when they wanted to do the biopic on Richard Pryor, and everyone thought it was going to be Mike Epps. Everyone thought, Mike Epps talked with Richard Pryor, and instead they wanted to get Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy, who's already a comedian, to play a biopic of another comedian that Eddie Murphy kind of based his stuff off. And it's just like, and the movie it got shelved, it never got made, and so, or it's trying to get made still. But that's the whole aspect of this. When you think Will Ferrell, like you said, you're thinking of all his comedy movies. You don't think of as playing as honestly one of the greatest presidents of our time. And so, but then again, Reagan does deserve his own biopic for what he's done.
They obviously don't look alike, and it's and that's obviously not a prerequisite. Like, you can have an actor who doesn't look like it, but still give a strong performance and
you bring up a good point, because what kind of Reagan movie are they doing? Are they doing Reagan later years or doing Reagan early years? Because Reagan himself was an actor.
I did make it that far in the article. It's early in his second term.
Okay.
So older Reagan,
gotcha.
older. But that's still, Will Ferrell's not that old of a guy. I think he's in his, mid-50s, early
late
50s?
40s, mid-50s,
Yeah. Somewhere in that 10-year range.
We're getting that.
We are just a bastion of information right now.
We are just as geometrics.
Yeah. We don't have our notes today, so it's just...
It doesn't matter. Yeah. Hey, we know what we're talking about. We're experts.
Experts.
Right there.
That's what it says on our name tag. Oh, crap. Forgot our name tags, too. But, definitely an interesting choice, and I can't wait to see a trailer for this movie to kind of get an idea.
It's going to come out this year or next year?
They just announced it, so I'm assuming it'll probably either come out next year or the year after that, 2017, 18.
So we'll see where that goes. What else is on the docket?
What else is on the docket?
I remember
Batman Superman.
Oh, that's right. Batman Superman. Batman Superman. I thought we weren't talking about superhero movies. I was just kidding.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Well, we're actually gonna talk about superheroes this
superhero?
We lied. We lied.
I'm
Sorry, guys.
I'm a great liar.
No trust anymore. But we're just gonna quickly talk about Batman Superman. They finally announced that they confirmed that it will be 180 minutes, just over 3 hours, and then on the Blu-ray, we're going to get 2 hours of bonus features. All that rock'em sock'em superhero Zack Snyder mess that we got.
More Lex Luthor and his weird ways of doing stuff, and
we got Mark Zuckerberg in a wig,
and Grandma's sweet tea, and all that sort and all that sort of stuff. Was I the biggest fan of the movie? Obviously, no. A number of people obviously were not. I am looking forward to the Blu-ray. I am looking forward to the Ultimate Cut. One movie I remember that had a director's cut, and I really, really liked that movie a lot more and gave it more respect, was Daredevil. It's funny, another Ben Affleck superhero movie. Daredevil's director's cut, not so much as it being rated R and adding more to it, but the scenes were cut differently, and it made the movie flow so much better. And I'm kind of hoping that will be the case with Batman Superman. I'm hoping maybe this director's cut has changed the number of scenes, because you'll be surprised how well you can make a movie better by just changing a few scenes around. And that in itself can tell a better narrative. And
I'm hoping that a lot of this movie is not just stuff tacked on, because it was already 2.5 hours. So it being 3 hours, I hope it's just not 30 minutes of additional footage. I hope they cut some stuff, because there was a lot of fat in that story. The whole Lois Lane bullet subplot. Spoilers, by the way, if you have not seen Batman Superman.
These are some spoilers.
We'll see you later. This is probably the end.
You've had a month.
We're Chris Gates, Peyton Frewell. We're talking Batman Superman. Bye-bye. Okay, so Batman, they can get rid of that whole Lois Lane bullet subplot. Obvious, how did you go through the whole movie without knowing that Lex Luthor wasn't the bad guy? And why, if you're Lex Luthor, would you even put a traceable bullet? Just have your guys use regular bullets.
I never understood that aspect, especially when he already himself knew who Superman was, and was just trying to prove a point, which it didn't prove any point whatsoever.
And we got no scene on how we found out who Superman was or who Batman was.
That's another thing. Because remember I said that to you, I was like, well, he knows who Batman is. We had to think about it. I was like, he just automatically just knew. And and I wonder if that extra time length will be added for that stuff. But like you said, there's so much fat that could have been just cut out of it.
And get rid of the Flash thing, the Flash cameo. We did not need that. And then we didn't need the Justice League reveal. That could have been an after credit scene, but we wasted time in the movie
just to set that up. And it didn't really set up anything because it was just kind of like everyone already had kind of expectation that was going to happen. And then, like you said, it didn't add to any depth into the movie whatsoever.
And the nightmare sequence, the Batman nightmare sequence, though it was cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
It added nothing to the story.
Thank you. That was my biggest thing about it. I was like, all right, so Batman has a nightmare, and he's dreaming of this nightmare, a very vivid nightmare. It just makes me wonder, like,
or he's just murdering people too.
Like, where is this coming from?
Yeah.
And why would you imagine in your nightmare parademons? That was what those. If people were wondering what those are,
right? Parademons.
They come from. Another spoiler alert.
Read more books, kids.
Yeah, read more books. Dark Side. There's a little insignia as a Dark Side. Big bad Superman baddie, Justice League baddie. He has these little creatures that come down. That's what they're attacking. And while the scene's cool and I do love it for that aspect, there was just so many questions I kept asking. Yeah. And so I don't know if the director's cut or ultimate cut is going to really explain all that sort of stuff. I doubt it will. But like you said, I really do hope that it just fixes a lot of things that could have been fixed. And it's really hard because when you already have a movie that's over 2 hours, a 2 hour and 30-minute movie, to add another 30 minutes to it.
To a movie that already feels bloated with unnecessary storylines. So, though I'm excited to see more, I'm hoping that we see less in certain aspects of the movie.
I would have been fine if they just did just more Batman. To be honest with you, the whole movie could have just been Batman and Superman, just stuck with those elements.
Every problem you have can be solved by more Batman.
Of course.
And guys, if you liked this video, you could check out more videos on WRBL.com or on our YouTube page, What to Watch. If you're watching on YouTube, you hit that like and subscribe button.
And you can check it out on social media. You can check it out on Facebook. You can like us on Twitter. Check us out on Instagram and
at WRBL What to Watch. You had one job.
I was thinking of YouTube, but you already said it, so sorry. So yeah.
Have you covered, buddy?
Whoa. Don't judge me on jobs now, okay? It's really hard. You don't know how difficult it is.
No, I get it. Words are hard, like that whole one thing you had to do. It's really hard to do.
Sometimes when you say things like this, it really hurts my feeling. And this is what I was telling our therapist about, I just don't get where you're coming from.
We swore that we wouldn't talk about our therapy sessions on there.
Well, now I did.
You had one job.
I'm so hungry.